All right, it's connecting to YouTube.
Okay.
And I'm giving you the link for the live feed.
Okay.
I'll put it inside of Twitter so you can find it easy.
Cool.
You got it, Mark?
Yep.
I'm glad we had this time to take out some time of our busy days and talk a little bit. Mark, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody? Tell them a little bit about who you are and some of the things you've accomplished.
Sure. My name is Mark Hamade. I'm Lebanese. Came to this country in '85 and joined the Marine Corps, and then went to college, and then beat stage 4 cancer. I was in a wheelchair for 2 years, beat that, and then just an entrepreneur, like to turn around companies, operate companies, grow them, create jobs. That's what I really love.
That's awesome. What are some of the projects you're working on right now?
One has to do with banking, to do a different type of bank that no one has done, including traditional with blockchain, and also one for like the CBD, and to allow people to be able to actually do what they want to do, which now no one really does. I mean, if you look at a lot of the crypto and blockchain visas and so forth, none of them really work properly. So it's really to be able to do it properly and to be able to use it efficiently and easily. But you want to downside the risk, because I still believe in traditional banking, and I believe in the Bitcoin, digital currency, but I also believe in CBD. So everything really, and I like data banking. Be able to. There's nothing wrong with selling people data, but the problem is, if you don't have a child, I shouldn't be marketing to you Pampers. But if you want to buy a new computer, and I market you for a new computer, you're going to appreciate that. The problem with marketing is people are marketing the wrong things to everybody or everything. And so making it really, respecting people's needs and abilities and giving them what they need for it to actually work. So that's one big project that's going to require a lot of gunpowder.
What's the name of the project?
We haven't put a name on it yet. So
cool. Are you familiar with InStrike, Jack Maller's project?
No. What's that one about?
Check it out. It's IN Strike. He might give you some idea of what he's doing, and that might just be helpful.
Okay, great. Okay, I'll write that down.
So
awesome.
Your story attracted me because I've literally seen you overcome the wheelchair. And to me, that takes a tremendous amount of willpower, heart, determination, never fucking give up. I mean, that story in itself is off the charts amazing. If you died today, that story alone would make people look at your life as this amazing achievement. Talk a lot about that. Talk a lot about what that took, both from a standpoint of heart, but also how you had to deal with it mentally.
Yeah, one of the hardest thing is you never know that you're going to be put in a wheelchair, right? You never, and then once you're put in that wheelchair, the feeling is unbelievable because, you can't move. You can't move. And then you're worrying every second, how am I going to go to the bathroom? When is this meeting going to end? Am I going to be able to get into this meeting? Is this taxi going to be able to take me in? For 30 minutes to a few hours when you're in there, you're fine. You're focused. But then you have fear all the way through. Your fear when you're eating. Because if I'm going to eat now, okay, how am I going to stop and wheel myself out if I have to go? It's not just, hey, 2 minutes, just going to the restroom, coming back, and that part. The other part is you realize it's hard to overcome it. How are you going to get out of it? And all you're doing is sitting there and thinking And it's hard to think positively. It's hard to keep the weight down. I don't care if you're eating salad or whatever. You're motionless. And so it consumes you. And you are a detriment to everybody else, because everybody else is looking at you like a burden, especially in LA, right? You have the beach, you have the crosswalk. It's not that simple to just wheel yourself, you know? Now, is there good times with it? Yes. When you go to some certain football games and so forth, your priority access. When you go shopping for cereal or food, it's pretty cool, or Home Depot. You go in the riding one, right? But other than that, for business and so forth, it's a frightening factor, and it consumes you, and it's very hard.
Talk about physically how you actually got away from the wheelchair, because you know if somebody says, "Hey, I'm stuck in a wheelchair," and the doctor's telling me I'm going to need this wheelchair for the rest of my life, and then all of a sudden you find a way to physically and mentally get out of that wheelchair and walk again. Talk about that.
Yeah. So when I was in there, I started looking at diets, and I'm like, okay, I need to lose. So I got to 394 pounds, 55% body fat, size 56 pants. I mean, anything a little bit higher, I don't think I would be able to. It was very difficult. And so as I looked at diets, I saw that diets don't work because there's so many of them. So I'm like, it's got to be like a business. It's got to be lasting. So I'm like, okay, in order to do lasting changes, it's going to take time. So I'm like, okay, so it's going to take a couple of years. So I said, let me work on losing the weight, but then, okay, because my back right now is still broken. So then it's like, how do I overcome that? So I said to myself, okay, when I pinch myself, how do I feel that? It's my brain telling me that I'm pinching myself. So I reprogrammed my brain for pain. Now that's good and bad. This is why I've had also 13 surgeries, because when you reprogram your brain for pain, you can handle more things than you should. And so you have to be very careful. So I did the lifestyle change with eating. I'm like, I love to eat. I go to meetings. I want to eat. So I eat 7, 8 times.
What did you change? What did you change from your diet? What were some of the things that you did diet-wise?
Well, eating 4 to 6 ounces of portions every 2 hours. Since I love to eat, I continuously eat, but smaller portions and more protein-based, okay? And then the thing that really I cut out, a ton of soda. So now if I do drink soda, I don't, but if I tell people, don't deprive yourself of eating something you love. Find something different. So I found better. I've tried probably 70 different types of loaves of bread till I decided, okay, this loaf is better than that. So you have to still love it. You have to still enjoy it, but get the better of it. If you completely cut it out, it doesn't work. But smaller portion works, because smaller portions, see, when you're overweight and you just eat once or twice, what your body's telling you, you don't need this. So it's turning the fat. That's why some people will look at food and gain weight, and others you're like, how can they keep eating? Because if you keep fueling yourself every couple of hours, your body knows it needs it. So if you're going to work for 18 hours a day, it's okay to keep eating because you're working. But don't eat an all-you-can-eat meal for 6,000 calories, as an example, in the morning and tell me, oh, my body's going to use this the whole day. No, it's not. It's going to use what it needs right then, and then the rest turns to fat. So a good example, when I go to New York and I get a big burrito for breakfast, I'll eat that over sometimes 2 days. If it's a huge, huge burrito, I'll eat 4 ounces. Next meeting, do you have a fridge? Can I put it in there? Every 2 hours. Boom, boom, boom. So nothing wrong with and then I chew. If you don't chew and you swallow, you don't get the nutrients. A lot of people don't chew. They swallow. You want to get the nutrients. So in the beginning, what I tell people is continue to eat what you love to eat, but I want you to eat 8 times a day. the way you eat. You will throw up. You will throw up. And then you're like, this is too much food. Then you start lowering it. You can't go into small portions right away. But if you eat a ton of food 2 times a day only, I want you to eat that ton of food 8 times. And you'll be like, this is way too much. Then you start cutting and cutting and cutting. And even if you're an emotional eater and you love to eat, then you do that. Keep eating, but smaller portions, right? And then it's reprogramming your brain for pain. So I did the Berlin Marathon in like less than 5 hours. But when I first got out of the wheelchair,
when was that?
I did them.
When was that?
2012.
Congrats.
2012. But when I first got out of the wheelchair, I did a mile. Well, I did a block in like an hour, and I think I did a mile in like 5 hours or 6 hours. I mean, pathetic. I mean, horrible. I mean, I was barely, but you have to do something. And so then the goal, I always say, I don't have genetics. I'm never going to win a race or anything like that, but I will always get a medal. I will not, I will not be carried on the bus, but now, do I do a ton of marathons? No. Again, that stuff breaks your body. So do it once a year as a goal or something. You got to have a goal, right? But it's, you got to test yourself with things that, I look at a banker and I tell him, I go, well, Mark, if this is so hard. No, it's not hard for you because your brain is a financial model. It's when you have the adversity of something that you're not used to that it becomes tough. And so for somebody like me, I don't have genetics, so I'm going to gain weight. And so that's not so I have to program myself in a way to do it to where I can overcome it. And that's very, very important. And controlling the pain and how you eat. Eating, like the shake that you're making, you can make a shake where it's like tastes like ice cream and it's amazing and delicious. It takes time and effort, but what's more important than your body and your mind? Nothing. And it brings your happiness. It will help you make money. It'll help you perform better. It'll help you. I tell companies, I go, oh, we care about our employees. I'm like, no, you care about money. But you know what? You know what brings you money? People. Without people, problems. You have no problems. When that employee at Amazon pisses off the customer, Jeff Bezos doesn't know. But if he's feeling good and happy, he's not going to piss off the customer. And depression and this. So I love to eat. I love great food. You can have anything and everything, but just in moderation. In moderation. And if you do that, it works.
Can you put some of this knowledge into a book or maybe a masterclass so that people can learn from it?
I thought about that. I haven't done the book thing for only one reason. I felt the book, you have to work. I've worked with people one-on-one, and I feel like the book is something I want to do like really at an old stage, because to me, it's just books are more of kind of showing off instead of, I think a masterclass is better because this is something that you need the person to help you through and keep helping you. Like I've gone to people's homes and let me look at your cabinet. Let's change this. Let's find a cereal that you like. You have to do things that are sustainable and lasting. If it's not going to last, it doesn't work. And you have to look at their lifestyle. So for example, if you sleep 20 hours, Chris, and you like to get up and eat at noon, the way I would structure it for you is different for somebody else. And you may, there are people that don't like desserts. If you don't like desserts, okay. There are people that love desserts, right? So the problem is you have to, at the end of the day, each program has to be tailored differently to each person because of their taste buds and what they like, and for it to last. It's like your favorite mug or your favorite shirt or your favorite something, right? It's your favorite, and you may try a million things and keep going back to the same damn things. I look at it like with jeans. People might have 20 jeans, but they probably wear the same one, right? Or suit or tie or glasses, right? So again, it's getting those habits, and it's you don't switch a person how they do things. You tailor it to their job. You tailor it to their lifestyle, and that's where a lot of these people, they don't do that. Oh, you need to do this. You need to work out here, and you need to. No, working out is only 10%. Working out shapes. You have to have a nice diamond, and then you shape it. But if you don't have that, it doesn't matter. People work out too much. Eating is critical. Sleeping is critical, and being positive. And being positive helps you eat good. Eating good helps you be positive. And then all you need is 30 to 40 minutes in the gym. You don't need go with a Mr. Olympia. No way you can do a tough workout for 3 to 4 hours. No way. You're out. You know? So it really doesn't take that much time. The hardest thing is figuring out, oh my God, I love this steak. Oh my God, I love this. Like I make a butter. Okay, I make a butter using eggs that I leave for like 5 days with salt, and then using bone marrow. And it's a butter spread that's so delicious that you can add it on anything, but it fills you up. So if you're depressed or you're down or whatever, it gives you that comfort feeling, but you feel good and you enjoy it, you know? And so it's doing that. Or I recommend, massages or things. You want to do things that gets you out of the depression, gets you excited, and gets you to be able to maintain it, not 10 years later, gain it or up and down and this and that. Now, when it comes to sugar, I'm like, well, if you really want soda, drink a Mexican Coke. Stay away from fructose. You wanna lose weight or you love sugar? Watermelon is a great fruit. So bread and potato, same shit. They're both bad. And so, what about gluten-free bread? Okay, that's better. But why do you need bread if you eat delicious food? If you eat a delicious steak, bread is a filler if you're using cold cuts, right? So if you really get good stuff, then yes. Now, if you love milk and you love cereal and so forth, okay. But again, is it affecting your body? Because sometimes you're allergic to something and you don't know you're allergic to it. And so I also recommend taking a test to see that. And don't tell me you need magnesium and this. If you eat properly, you don't need any supplements. But you may need a supplement. But test yourself. I was told I needed coenzyme 10. I tested myself. I'm off the chart with coenzyme. Why am I going to take that pill? So everything to me, it has to have a reason.
What are some of the things that you've seen during this lockdown that can help people that are maybe dealing with fitness, weight issues, or even depression, like you keep talking about? Because your health and your mental health are very tied together, and if you're physically out of shape, it can depress you.
Yeah. So I'm taking that. I have like a growth tumor, whatever you want to call it, in my neck that I got to take out. So I've been advised with the doctor for the next 6 weeks not to work out. So for the next 6 weeks, I'm not going to work out. I'm just going to walk outside, but I have to eat nutritionally really, really healthy. And then in my mind, I'm saying, okay, I'm going to eat very healthy. I'm going to walk, and then I'm going to hit the gym very hard in 6 weeks. Until then, I'm just going to let my body rest and do the walks, And so walking outside is good, definitely. There are positives with this thing. You can spend time with your family. You can contact your best friend, right? And I tell people, okay, what are you doing? You're getting depressed. You're mentally putting yourself down, stressing yourself out. And then when The lockdown comes open. Now, when you have to hit it hard and can't see your family and have to work all these hours, what have you done? There's advantages to this lockdown. It should give you self-awareness to be able to do things, Chris, that you weren't able to do later because you were too busy traveling or doing something, right? So use the positives of it.
Yeah, I think that's a really good advice. A lot of people have really not utilized this time to do something positive with their life, and that's some really good advice.
Yeah, and read a book that you didn't have time to read. Spend time with your grandkids, your children, your best friends, family, those people you love. Look, the whole point of making money to begin with, okay? When I was in Lebanon, my grandmother's like, Mark, you need to go to school and you need to do well because you need to support me the day I can't support myself, and you need to support your family. We make money to have a roof, to eat watermelon, to live. It's not for the Ferrari. It's not for the private jet. That you can get that. But the initial reason to make money is to be able to feed your family and yourself, right? And that's when there's nothing more satisfying than, growing. When people say get rid of Uber or this, no, I don't want to hurt people's lives. You want to help them. You want to help them make money so they can support their family. But there's a difference between being a father and a provider. If you just give money, you're a provider. Being a father is doing homework, hanging out, being a friend. If somebody doesn't talk to you and doesn't come and see you, they're not a real friend. What, their friend just went, hey, Chris, I'm struggling, I need some money, or hey, I need help with this. That's not a true friend. A true friend is there for you, helping you out. And with this lockdown, it's a shame to not have the opportunity to take advantage of it and really spend time and nurture the things that we weren't able to do.
Yeah.
Because there is going to come you can't.
You have a dog?
Yes.
I think one of the best things of this lockdown is I find myself at 4:30 in the morning going for walks with my dog. He loves to chase rabbits. And it is a time where I have a chance to not only breathe in the fresh air and literally see the world waking up, but it's a time for getting your mindset in the right place early in the day so that the rest of your day does really well. And that's one thing that I would almost tell everyone to do is get a dog. That dog will take you on walks and show you the world.
Well, more than that, a dog is one of those things that truly teaches you about self-awareness. He teaches you or she also about, he loves you for you, doesn't want anything from you,
Well, I don't know if my dog actually loves me for me. I'm almost sure.
Greenies, he loves the greenies.
Well, these are the imitation greenies. These are the ones that are made out of peppermint.
Okay.
They actually clean out his digestion in his teeth, and there are times where where he desperately needs us. Hey, Jesse. He was literally in the other room. This is Jesse. Come on. Want to say to Mark? Well, I guess not. One of the few times in his life he doesn't. Yeah, I think. I think that's really good advice too, because when you get out in the morning and you take that walk and you literally get out and see the world, I mean, it's super important.
Yes. Look, Chris, our grandparents and our beautiful dog, our grandparents and our great grandparents, remember, they had the newspaper and that's it. They weren't on their phones like this nonstop, 24/7. They talked to each other. Now you see people like this. They're not even talking to each other.
I was actually,
and with this,
I was actually just using my phone to turn the AC on, because that's another thing too is, our phones have become such a central part of our lives, whether it's not just for communication. Now you can control your AC, open your front door, see who's at your front door. I mean, it's just a source of literally, centrally controlling your life.
And it keeps your mind going 100 miles an hour in a stressful way. What's going on? Oh, Trump this, oh, that, oh. And you never take a break. Take a break. Look at the ocean. Walk outside. Eat some watermelon. Go take a picnic. I mean, it's beautiful.
I couldn't agree with you more. Listen, I've learned a ton from this talk, and I think your story is amazing. I definitely think if you'd like to do a masterclass that we can offer to the people that are part of our organization,
sure.
Awesome, because more people need to understand about their life does not have to be confined to being overweight or trapped in a wheelchair. And that story alone,
absolutely
life-changing. It can literally do so much good for so many people.
And there's one thing you can never get back. It's time. So I tell people, I go, the one thing I'm always grateful for when I look at it, I'm like, if I can help one person, I want to help that one person that really is going to appreciate it and care. Okay. There's no such thing as a good deal with a bad person. And so when people are like, oh, this person helped this many people. No, it's not about helping. It's about helping the people who really are going to love it and appreciate it and get something out of it. And then they can help others, and time is the one thing you can never get back. And once you're in that funk or negative funk, it cascades and it cascades. And I tell people, and this is a problem. I didn't gain 250 pounds overnight. It just, I'll start tomorrow. Oh, just tomorrow. And then all of a sudden, boom, right? And then it's like, oh, people want to lose 250 pounds that they gained in 3-4 years in 2 days. It doesn't work like that, And so one tactic I always recommend is this. I'll leave with this. Every night, write down what you did well that day and what you didn't do well that day. So that couple of nights ago, I wrote down, I mismanaged my time and wasn't able to talk to Chris. Cannot do it next time. You cannot improve habits a year down the road. You got to work on it every night. If you work on it every night, you will progress. But if you're a jerk and you don't say, well, Mom, sorry, I didn't want to talk to you. That's why I didn't call you. If you make the excuse, it cascades.
Hey, by the way, 2 things I wanted to ask you about Lebanon. What do you think about that explosion that happened? From all the videos that I've seen, it doesn't look plausible that it was just a bunch of fireworks. It almost seems like it was
no.
Military strike.
No. Yeah, 100%. Look, and I was there. Look, the thing about it is, the Lebanese government or whoever is in charge is funded by Hezbollah, a terrorist organization. So the terrorist organization is going to put their bad stuff wherever they want to put them, and then they want to take it to Syria to attack Israel. Israel is not going to want their people dying. So they took that out, plain and simple. And I don't blame them.
I told somebody that same day, I said, I bet you all the dollars in my pocket that Israel had something to do, because they have an amazing army, intelligence. They're amazing. The greatest force. And I will add this. Let's remember this. Trump did something good. He stopped the money to Iran. When he stopped the money to Iran stopped being able to give money to the Hezbollah. When Hezbollah wasn't getting any money, the people used to say, okay, you know what? I don't give a shit. Yes, it's a terrorist group, but they're feeding us. They're giving us money. When they stopped giving them money, how does the mafia get in there? The mafia, when you're hurting, they give you money, they take care of you, and then later they say, now you owe me, right? And so— Wait a second, are you describing the Democratic Party or the mafia?
Yeah. Almost fit the same, right? So when that stopped, then the people are like, okay, we don't want the terrorist group here, blah, 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 blah. But look, I don't blame Israel. And people say, oh, the Arabs don't like them. No, no, no. I like them. They care for their people. They don't like. So the Lebanon is never going to improve unless Israel and the U.S. says, okay, everybody who lives in Lebanon, get the hell out. We're coming in, and once and for all, we're going to get rid of Hezbollah. Until that, and that recently, I think China gave them like $2 billion. As long as the terrorist group keeps getting funded properly, they're using the people as human shields. They're not the one who's dying. The women and children are.
By the way, talk a little bit about what's happening in Lebanon with their currency and Bitcoin.
Okay, so again, with the currency, it's because, again, Hezbollah wasn't giving the people the money, and so the banks stopped giving money. And actually, it even happened here at the banks here for a certain while. If you were trying to get over $5,000, people didn't know that because they weren't trying to do that. But if you tried to get more money, even if you had money in your account, they weren't letting you do it. Crazy. Banks are legalized mafia, right?
That's crazy. When you look
banks own your money.
Yeah, your money in the bank is not actually your money.
No, and you know what? They use it to invest it, and if their investment fails, you're not getting it out.
Yeah. Listen, Mark, it's been a great talk. We should do this again sometime. Tell me 3 things that you gained or that you want to leave people with at the end of this talk.
Well, that the impossible is possible. And 2, anything you want to improve, write it down at night and work on it every day. And then 3, reach out to me or to somebody if you need help. There is no shame in that because time goes back. And then the one last thing is use COVID as an advantage. Turn it around. Use the time that you can't go to work or whatever to spend with the people that you love. Get a dog, or like you said, but use it. Don't use it as a negative. Use the advantage part of it. Again, money, you wipe your ass with it. Excuse my French. When I had cancer, stage 4, I wiped my ass with it.
I don't think that was French. I kind of understood every word.
Because money will not buy health when it gets to that point. Happiness will lead to health and wealth, and health will help lead to happiness and wealth, but wealth will not lead to those.
Mark Hamade, you're the best. You're an inspirational story.
Thank you so much, Chris.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, great evening.
I think what you've done is just amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll be able to see each other soon, live, without masks.
Hopefully. Hold on 1 second, Mark.